ask this question. So I thought to give like a small share about um, provide more clarity on this. So there is an attribution platform, there is like BI visualization tool, and there is app analytics. Whether the company has a mobile app or not, mostly people may use just a BI visualization tool. But when the company has like mobile app in their as a channel to get the users, you would need like these two different platforms. So in this video, what I'm planning to explain is that I'm going to explain what is this attribution platform itself, because this is the most uh, confused platform. Maybe I will give a small introduction about that. Then this one, BI, business intelligence visualizer, it's everybody knows that. And analytics, everybody knows that. But I wanted to give like why you need these versus these, and at which stage you need that, and also can you like connect all this data together, because everybody wants to always have this fantasy feeling of like bringing everything together. Yes, I wish as well, but it is not always possible. So I will explain why it's possible and why it's what is possible and what is not possible. And also like, can we use a single tool for everything? I wish as well. And then when do we need each of them? Okay, so let's start with the complex one. Then we go with the easy one. Yeah, the attribution platforms are, for example, let's take this is a mobile app. Okay, in the mobile app there is this form. When user gonna reach to this app, when you use the base is that you can have this Google App Store or like a Apple App Store analytics to know how many install has came to the app. You can use it as a base, but they also try to provide like not where exactly, approximately where these users came from, whether they came from social media or anything, but they cannot give accurate data on how this user has reached. And also, let's say in a user journey, maybe a user has, opened your app from a Facebook, and then they go to an maybe they didn't install, then after 2 days then they see the ad from a LinkedIn, then they clicked it. All these touch points, right? When the app and the base stores, the App Store and Google Store, they can always can tell the last touch attribution from where they came from. But what does this attribution platform does is that I'm not going too deeper. I'm just giving just like a surface level information so you can dig further. Okay, so don't take my information as a 100% accurate information, because I may miss something when I'm trying to explain this. Yeah. So let's go ahead. So this attribution platform, what it does is that they have connection to all the advertising channel. Let's consider here is the attribution tools. They have connection to all the advertising platforms, all the mobile app ad networks. What they can do is that they can bring the ad impression data, and then what are the clicks happening in those advertisement, what is the cost, and what is the installs. They can bring all those under their umbrella. For example, there are tools like AppsFlyer and Adjust. That's what they do. After that, what they can do is that they can send this back, the events of, like, for example, let's say somebody registered in your app, somebody viewed the product, somebody made a purchase. They can send back this data back to this advertising platform. You may ask, why can't I directly integrate this advertising channel? Yes, you can integrate this advertising channels SDK into your app, but it's like when the day by day, when the number of advertising channel increases, your app will be bloated. So that's the reason you sort of like use it as like a bridging tool. This will connect with all the advertising platform. They will be like a parent umbrella, and you do only this event. You will only implement these tools into your app. So they will track all the event and then send back to like even if you're running like 15 or 25 advertising channel, they can still send the data back to the advertising channel. Okay, that's what the attribution tool does. This is one of the reason. Okay, then the second thing is that once after the user enter into your app, they will have the form to fill. Yeah, when they click submit, then only the information gets stored in your database. Correct. So let's say, I mean, of course, some developers, they can do like some progressive saving as well. Let's say people just implemented sorry, people enter only the email address, they can still save it, and then they will try to ask the other information from the people later. It's how the developers they set up all those things. But in the essence, only after people like say submit the information, it goes to the database. Okay, once it goes to the database, then it's in your database. Then you will use, like, of course, when you have data engineer, they can do these SQL queries and all those things to load the data, or like query the data and give you results. But to give to like operation level team, people use like tools like Kibana and Metabase that directly connect with the database, or directly connect with the clone of the database. Usually it's called as a warehouse. Yeah. uh, to not to put so much load on the database, so they will connect it, and then these tools, they instead of they do have like SQL querying thing, but they will provide some no code way on how you can get the data, connect the data, visualize the data, blah blah blah. Yeah. And even further, more like even easier than this Metabase and Kibana, people like use this Looker, Tableau, even data studios to consume the data. But it depends on the company decision which one. For example, if it's a really a tech company, it's this things is just okay for them. But it's an e-commerce company, a lot of people may not have like very deep technical expertise. So for them, a super easy tools will help them. Okay. So if we see here, only the information entered into the form will go to the database. But let's say people entered these and then they dropped off here. Does the database like record telling that a user did the first step, second step they didn't, or they tried to click this but they were not able to do, or they tried to submit this, there was an error. So that's why, of course, error tracking tool can track. But like what I'm trying to share is that essentially, do they, or fundamentally, do they save all this like click behavior and all those behaviors? No, they will not store. That's the purpose of the main purpose of this app analytics tools. They have this thing called event tracking or behavior tracking for everything. For example, whether it's a click, cancel, or scroll, they will track all these informations. They will track all these informations, then they will have it into their analytics and provide a visualization thing. So you have like even the free GA4, the free mix panel. I'm not sure Amplitude has a free version. They all they all solve this problem of like not like a database information, but you can still bring the database to visualize it here. But like they store this even behavioral data. I mean, they store the behavioral data of the users, not even, but through the ways of events tracking. But now some companies they track even an alternative way to events, but like, we don't need to go inside. But yeah, so this is how these tools track. Okay, so why do who use this? Mostly product and marketing people. When try to understand the user journey, they will try to use this thing to understand the drop off and all those things. Who use this tool? Mostly like operations and customer success team. They wanted to know some exact actual informations, even a finance team as well, because they cannot take the approximate numbers, they need the accurate information, so they will use tools like this. Okay, and who use this? Mostly marketers. Okay, can we connect all this data together? No, we cannot connect. It's because when a user data is stored, there is a high reason people see the ad, this data is collected, they click the ad, the data is collected, they install the app, the data is collected, but they may not sign up. So there is no this unique identifier. In technical words, there is no primary key, email ID or the phone number or like any like a primary key available in these things if the user don't sign up. Similarly here as well, when they install the app, there is no information about the user. It's just like random unique ID is generated. When they open the app, even if there are some apps which doesn't even need you to like sign up, once it is not there, there is like random IDs are generated. But after you sign up, then they connect this random ID with this new unique ID and then breach all the existing behavioral data to connect the data. But it's always possible there are certain users who are not registered. Yeah, so when there is no primary key here and here, but of course here there is a primary key because it's only after user fill the form. How will you merge this thing? You can't merge this thing. Technically you can't merge. There are people who try to like achieve this, but logically, like how will you merge it? Yeah, probably you can do it, but not like 100% accuracy. You do it, okay? But there are like some other additional tools. I don't need to go and explain why you need to do this, because some people will tell that, oh, you can use Firebase for everything, but it always goes back to the primary objective why you need the tool. It's not the mediocre, not say mediocre, like how do I tell? You sacrifice something and then you try to use one tool. That's a different story. But when the companies are like in a good stage, scalable stage, you need a specific tool that solves the specific objective. Yeah, so that's why you need this attribution tool, app analytics tools, and this visualizer of the database. It's all like fundamental tools a business would need. I hope that gives the clarifications, and I hope I answered all these questions. If you have more questions on this, you can always ask me.